Yo, hello, hello. We are here with another game, Itadori Sekai, or Itadori no Sekai, also known as the Colorful World, as you can see. I know nothing about this game. All I know is that this is a remaster, I think, of a game that came out a while ago. And as of recording, this came out today, in fact. And all I know is that the person who wanted me to play this game was hyped about it and basically gifted me the game. So thank you, Dexter, for that. I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but I don't mind these blind playthroughs. Well, considering there aren't a lot of visual novels that I do know, like Necropara and Princess Evangel, and that's about it. I guess the Sakura series, but I'm probably not gonna play those. Yucks. But enough stalling. Without further ado, I guess I should just jump right into it, right? Hopefully the audio is fine. Feathers. I'm allergic. Feathers falling from the sky. What could it mean? Shimmering white, swaying with the sea breeze, fluttering about in a cooling zephyr. The feathers of God, the feathers which stole away their souls. What? Please, a voice says to me. I beg of you, save us from this place. This is a dream. I know. I'm fully aware of the fact that I'm dreaming right now. Then, once again, the voice calls to me. We will forever be here, waiting for you. After that, I embark on a long, long journey. There is a destination I must reach. Heaven? To grant that person's wish. What will await me at the end of this journey? What will happen if my wish is to come true? When that day arrives, I'm certain that you and I will. I awaken from my dream, and just like clockwork, a slight melancholy overcomes me. I always feel this way after I wake from seeing that particular dream.
おはよう。大丈夫か？少しうなされていたようだったけど。
A voice is calling to me again. In the corner of my vision, I spot a translucent girl. Wait, what? Wearing a lab coat over top a school uniform. I don't recognize. Her name is Nikaido Shinku.
どうした？
That's definitely a
大
way
丈
to,
夫なのか？
bro. It hasn't even been like 5 minutes and getting a panty shot. I was dreaming. The intense brightness of the summer sun forces me to squint my eyes when looking upward.
夢。そうか。それはいつものやつか？
Oh, yeah. It's the one you're thinking of. That bizarre, cryptic dream that's been haunting me since childhood. In it, I promised something to some person, but I don't even know who they are. Hey, Shinku, can I ask you a question?
なんだ
Is the dress code is the short is the skirt short for dress code reasons, or is it because you made it that way? Why do you suppose that people dream?
どうして
From an evolutionary perspective, each function has to serve a purpose and increase chances of survival. Human beings, too, are designed in that fashion. What purpose does dreaming have? How does dreaming increase our chance of survival? Well, I've never really thought about it. Puzzles me to no end. I myself can barely even distinguish dream from reality at times. What benefit could they truly provide? I think I read in one of Suzu-san's books that dreaming is necessary to organize memories or something. Do you know if there's any truth to that?
ごめんな
What for?
私は夢を見ないからわからないその相談には乗ってやれないごめんなユーマ
A small girl in her oversized lab coat looks down at me with a forlorn expression. Her oversized lab coat and her overly short skirt.
なあユーマ
Yeah? The sorceress Nikaido Shinku then shifts her gaze to the sky.
ユーマ叶上ユーマお前と私の願いが叶う日はもう近い
Huh?
ような気がする
That's not too reassuring. Shinku ignores my quibble, smiling warmly at me before continuing.
だからそんな顔しないでほしいんだ悲しい夢に負けないでほしい頑張ろうユーマ私たち二人で
What do you mean by that?
そう二人でだ
Yeah, for a team. The midsummer sky is a beautiful, clear blue from end to end. Such a nice, breathtaking sight that I can just close my eyes and imagine white feathers falling like midwinter snow. However, my daydreaming is abruptly interrupted by the sound of the door opening.
おっと人が来たみたいだな私は消えてるよ
Is there even a need? I won't see you regardless.
気持ちの問題なんだこういうのは
What is that supposed to mean?
そう気持ちの問題誰かが近くにいるのにその人に自分のことを全く見てもらえない気にしてもらえないっていうのはあまり気持ちのいいことではないんだよ
I guess it must be. I've never experienced anything like it before naturally.
そんなものさ
Inku's figure disappears, fusing into the blue of the sky. Now that she's gone, I'm left feeling melancholy, like my dream is revisiting me in a sense.
やっぱりここにいた
I look over and see a girl casually strolling toward me. Mio? Kisaragi Mio. She and I have been good friends since childhood.
やっと見つけた遅刻サボりの常習犯ホームルームにも出ないでこんなところで何をやってるの
Nothing in particular, honestly. to quickly stifle a small yawn. Just thought I'd take advantage of the nice weather and come to take a nap out here instead of going to class, that's all. I gaze off in the distance toward the rotating wind turbines, dotting the mountains. Oh, I see them. Are they actually turning though? Or is it just that dream altering my perception of reality? I don't know, is it windy? Oh. I nimbly jump to my feet. And in doing so, I rid myself of those final tiny remnants of melancholy still lingering on me. Still lingering on. So, what does the academically gifted child genius of our school, Kisaragi Mio, herself want with a slacker like me? Okay, I wasn't talking... I didn't mention it before, but like... Hang on, let me... Bro, the BGM is... Why does it sound so much louder than... Is it the... I don't know. Surely that will help, right? What? My childhood friend appears slightly irate. It is not helping. Hang on a minute. I figured it out. I figured out I'm just dumb. So I thought this bar, like at first I was like, oh, this has to be like the master volume, right? Because, you know, and I was right, but I was adjusting the master volume for the BGM instead of the actual BGM slider. So it's don't worry about it. I'm sure it'll be fine now. It's just... Alright, there we go. You were looking for me? What do you need me for? He hands me a single piece of paper. What's this? What do we have here? My final exam sheet? Ah, okay. Yeah, you can say that again. I almost can't believe my eyes. Name a better combination of Erage protagonist and shit test scores. Wow, you wound me, Mio. I spy one. My name. Right here. I pointed out to her with my finger. See, I got one right at least. I thought he was gonna point to his name. Yeah, I got one right. Ouch. Not like I truly and honestly care about my grades. But being subject to her rebuking me feels kind of guilty. Makes me feel kind of guilty. As weird as it is. Look, I can get results when I put in the effort. The only problem is I never feel like putting in any effort. Yeah, you and every other Erage protagonist. I don't know if it's if that's the best way to describe it, but I hope that's clear enough for you to understand.
そうね。それはそうかもしれないけれど、でもそういうことは自分で言うものじゃないって思うけど、違う？
Yes, it does. You're completely and utterly right. I crumple the paper into a wad and shove it in my pocket so I don't have to continue holding it. As I do that, Mio clears her throat affectedly.
その自称やればできる子は家庭教師が必要だったりはしない？
You offering? You think a tutor's what I need?
そう。どんなにやる気を見せない生徒が相手だったりしても、最低でも50点くらいは取れるようにしてあげられると思うけど。
Yeah, I think I know a way to you can motivate him. Okay, let me see. If I'm getting you right, you're saying that no matter how lacking I am in the brains department, so long as I display some modicum of motivation, I can recover from the rut I'm in through your tutoring.
あんたはやればできる子なんじゃなかったの？
Well, yeah, I could do it by myself, but like, I'm looking to maximize my grades with minimal effort. If, for example, there was a method to artificially boost your IQ, I'd do that in a heartbeat. That's essentially what I'm trying to convey to her.
何にしても今よりひどくなるようなことはないと思うけど。
Yeah, I guess. I suppose I can at least put in a teensy bit more effort. Then again, at the end of the day, I'm only aiming to graduate, even if it's with the bare minimum amount of credits. You don't need to worry about me.
いいから、そんなことを気にする暇があるなら、せめて時間通りに投稿しなさいよ。
But bro, you ain't even gonna get any. You're not gonna get any credits at this rate.
あんまり口うるさく言いたくないけれど、今日だって投稿してきたの2次元目が終わってからだったじゃない。
Yeah, that I did. I can't tell her I was busy with work. That would just be an excuse. I don't want her to doubt my sincerity any further.
あのね、知ってる？
What?
どうしてかユーマが遅刻すると担任が出席を取るとき私に確認するのよ。あいつはまた遅刻なのかって。
Wow, really?
そうなのよ。そういうの正直いい加減にしてほしいって思うの。
Sorry about that.
とにかく渡すものはちゃんと渡したからね。
Oh, okay. Thanks again. Say,
何？
how about we walk home together? I feel like we don't do that much anymore.
一緒に？
Well, we take the same route for part of the way. Plus, I kind of want to do something to make up for all the trouble I always put you through.
いや。
Oh. Not even a second of hesitation. That really stings. And she has to give me the stink eye on top of the already brutal rejection. Listen, the worst she can say is no.
そうね。そういうのもあんたがもう少しやる気を出してくれたら考えてもいいけど。
Really? I mean, that's cool. Motivation boost for what?
日頃の行いに対しての。
Right.
約束して。少しでも私に迷惑をかけたとか悪いなって気持ちがあるなら明日は遅刻しないって。
I'll try.
とにかく
Mio turns her back to me and slowly raises her left hand.
約束したからね。
The door shuts with a clunk. I feel like the... Hang on, let me adjust the volume a bit more. I feel like it's the voices are still a bit quiet. The echo of Mio's footsteps gradually grows fainter as she walks down the stairs. I stare at the vast, endlessly blue sky overhead. You know... White woman jump scare. Sometimes I get the feeling she might actually hate me.
嫌われてる？どうして？
No, it's just a feeling. I can't point to a specific reason and say that's why.
本気でそんなこと考えてるのか？
A half and half, I guess.
そうか。
So you're an idiot. Whenever she sighs at me, I feel kind of queasy. It's hard to describe.
それならその感傷私の力で直そうか。
No, that's probably not a wise idea. Can't sacrifice memories for something as trifling as this. I like how it's beginning. I like how you're getting it's setting you up and forcing you to ask a lot of questions of like, who's this girl? What's his job? Why is he like why does he have to have shit grades like every other main protagonist? The city we live in is a rural port town by the name of Kazatsugahama. Jesus Christ, imagine if you couldn't if you never learnt Japanese. To our front lies the big blue sea, stretching as far as the eye can see. Oh, that rhymed. And behind us soars a mountain range full of vegetation that walls the town in. Windmill. Decorating those peaks are a number of wind turbines. Slowly rotating via the force of that gentle sea breeze applies. I think I once heard somewhere that the wind power generated from them accounts for half of the city's energy. These days, towns that rely primarily on wind turbines to provide electricity are far and few between, I feel like. We've long since discovered the most efficient infrastructures for maximizing quality of life in this modern society of ours. So why do we still hold onto these relics of bygone eras? And again, I'm not an expert on engineering science as it relates to society. Maybe, though, if I work my imagination, I could piece together some sort of picture. Right. I just need to use my imagination. Long, long ago, there was a town much like our own, yet quite distinctly different. And these wind turbines were vital and indispensable to the people's livelihood. Strangely enough, as I peer out at the row of them lining the mountain ridge, I feel compelled to accept this imaginative fantasy as reality. But I digress. Aside from the huge spire-like wind turbines on the mountains, the cape that holds an old mussy lighthouse that stands at a towering height. The cape also holds an old mussy lighthouse that stands at a towering height. There's not much really worth mentioning about Kazatsugahama. Fuck. It's just a quaint, peaceful old port town with a relatively small population. I live in an apartment located in one section of this town. I've been living there by myself for as far back as I can remember. I pull open the poorly fitted glass door on the old wooden building before me that looks so shabby that it would collapse from someone simply blowing on it. Pardon me. This place is a privately managed student dormitory called Arashiyama Hall. I take off my shoes and proceed to walk an instinctively familiar route through the halls until I reach the basement. After descending down the stairs, I flip the switch, turning on the single solitary light bulb dangling from the ceiling of this small basement. As the room is illuminated, a large old wall clock appears. What should I set the time to? Today? I'm kind of a bit unsure. I didn't read that right. I'm all over it a while. Nico and I have already tested countless different combinations. I can't name each specific one off the top of my head.
悩んだ時は適当がベストだと私は思うな。考えたところで答えの出ることでもないんだし。
Yeah, good point. Let's give it a whirl. I flip the minute hand of the wall clock with my finger. Come on, please be the right combination. The rotating hand slows gradually before eventually coming to a stop. 5 o'clock, 33 minutes. Have we been there before?
多分、私の記憶が正しいならね。
Immediately after closing the door to the wall clock, 5 deep loud gong tolls reverberate throughout the room. The light bulb on the ceiling begins to flicker on and off, on and off.
初めての場所は緊張するな。危ないところじゃなければいいけど。
Yeah, I've already kind of gotten used to it. Really. But enough talking. Let's go. Here's hoping we'll be able to obtain some useful information. After stealing myself, I open the door to of the basement. By the white light. Yanai is searching for something. There is a destination we must reach at all costs. A place where shimmering white feathers fall from the sky. We know of it deep down, but can never seem to recall what or where it is. A mysterious land, which I see in my dreams. We should find there all that we seek. But even knowing that, even though we know it to be true, we do not know what it is that we search for. Its identity eludes us. Why is that? Because she and I hear a loud, painfully nostalgic sound as in my head, the sound of a gong. Hello? Oh. Promise me. The voice says to me. Please, I want you to promise me. I begin to ponder the meaning of freedom, what determines it, what its significance is. And then I ponder something far, far greater than in importance. Pure white feathers fall downward from the sky as I continue to gaze up. Which, whoosh. Oh, no, they're making the sound for me. I hear the rhythmic sound of wind turbines rotating. What the fuck? And at that point, I awakened from my momentary slumber. The characters do not match with the background. I looked toward the classroom clock to confirm the time. Already a lunch break. Damn. I completely forgot to buy something to eat. And it's too late for me to go to the school store. There's not likely to be anything good left. I guess I'll try... I guess I'll just have to starve off the hunger somehow. Stave off. I guess I'll starve off the... Okay. A test of endurance until dinner. Starving. I collapse onto my desk, exhausted. I'm gonna die.
さっきから何なのよ。ご飯が美味しくなくなるじゃない。
I'm used to talking to myself. Huh? I slowly lift my head from its prostrated position.
そんな辛気臭い顔してどうしたの？
Mio is staring back at me, confused with chopsticks in her mouth. Peeking over her shoulder, I spy a lunchbox and a milk carton resting on a desk, which is diagonal from mine.
お昼ご飯は？
Due to various reasons, no. I'm just a wee bit too ashamed to tell her the truth. Specifically that I simply forgot to bring anything. I'm skipping lunch today because of that, what was it called again? Intermittent fasting? But yeah, I'm doing it on purpose, so don't worry.
悪趣味。逆に体に毒だと思うわよ。そういうの。
Trust me, Mio. I know. Diets are a scam. Bad diets, I mean. Yeah, maybe. Dieting itself, not so much. I'm forced to awkwardly plaster a smile on my face. But goodness gracious, the lunch looks mighty scrumptious, if I do say so myself.
何その目。そんなに物欲しそうな目をしたってダメよ。
I know what you're talking about, Mia. Meanwhile, Yuma is just grabbing a handful of rice. She peevishly knits her brow, then follows up by questioning me.
好きで断食してるんじゃないの？
She covers her lunchbox and moves it closer to her.
絶対にあげないから。
Please reconsider. Look, just that half-eaten fried shrimp that they would do. Even the smallest of crumbs bestowed upon this poor lowly soul ravaged by hunger would be enough to save me. What?
不潔。
Huh? What are you talking about?
知らない。
She plops the fried shrimp into her mouth. Oh, the cruelty. I lifelessly fall back onto my desk. My stomach.
そんなの小さな頃は平気だったくせに。
What do you mean?
別に正直に忘れましたって言えば食べさせてあげたのにって話。
What? No joke?
マジよ。私は嘘も嘘つきも偽善も見えっ張りも嫌いなの。
Me too. Okay, I'll admit it. I forgot my lunchbox today. Like, the very concept of the boxed lunch had been lost in the depths of oblivion to me until you mentioned it a few minutes ago.
そういえばユウマ、昨日も一昨日もそのまた一昨日もお弁当忘れたでしょ。
Did I?
そうなのよ。そんなことも覚えてないの？
Negative. I've searched through my memory, but I can't seem to locate anything. It's really interesting. We're kind of being plopped into like the middle of the story, right? We've entirely skipped all the setup of like the girl meeting the girl, I guess, and like figuring out the clock thing. And now we're learning about his memory problems, or well, you know, he could potentially have memory problems unless he's lying about that as well. So interesting. Mio sighs in exasperation.
今更だけど、その忘れっぽい性格というか、性質というか、どうにかした方がいいわよ。
Am I really that forgetful? Maybe I was as a kid, but now, if I am, I sure don't realize it. See, that's the thing. You should remember like the weirdest things as a kid, right? Because you just remember everything. Like your brain is taking in all of this new information, but apparently for Yuma, like that's not a thing. I decide to feign ignorance.
ユウも頭の中身を一度 CT スキャンとかで検査してもらうとかしてみた方がいいわよ。
Ah, that's too much money. What do you think? What do you think I am? Japan? What do you mean? What do you mean we got free healthcare? After that, she faces forward and resumes eating. Wait, no, I need food. Mio.
何？
He turns towards me again, with very visible reluctance. You're my childhood friend, are you not? So, would the stereotypical childhood friend not graciously lend a helping hand in this situation? You know, with a sigh, acting all annoyed and exasperated?
私の教育方針はスパルタが基本なの。
Based. Why have you forsaken me? I lifelessly fall onto my desk for the third time now. Mio, baby, all I want is some love.
いいや、
Not even a second of consideration.
他を当たってちょうだい。
But I don't have any friends. The sight of my childhood friend's back brings me great pain. Her long black hair sways in the wind, streams through the open window near me. I might have a work assignment today, so I gotta preserve my energy. I close my eyes and try to fight off the gnawing hunger. You can get something after school. Oh right, and you know the moon's just casually in pieces. Let's not talk about that though. School is now over. Just like yesterday, I arrive at Arashiyama Hall and stride through the door sill. Room 202. That is my destination. I walk through the familiar halls and soon find the door of the room in question. Who knocks? Huh? No response. I try turning the doorknob and lo and behold, it's unlocked. That's not a good sign. Are you in there, Suzu-san? After calling the inhabitant's name, he called them an inhabitant. I open the door and take a peek inside. Would it kill her to clean the place up a bit? Rubbish is scattered across every inch of the tiny, cramped room.
ユーマ、頼むからこういうデブ症なところだけは似ないでくれよ。
Look, I may be the typical dumb, dense protagonist, but I don't think I will be the messy one. Why would I?
反面教師って言葉があるだろ。弟子が師匠のすべてを真似する必要はないんだってことだよ。
I'll be fine. You probably don't think I'm much of a clean freak, but I actually am. I carefully walk further inside. Then, once I reach a thin glass-sided door, I open that and enter her room. Holy. Oh, brother. Has this mess gotten bigger since the last time I was in here? Mountains upon mountains of books piled everywhere. The eye can see. She has literally been buried in books. And inside one of those mountains, I just discover a squirming creature. Suzusan, what in God's name are you doing writhing around on the floor like that? Are you a worm? The squirming person is none other than Natsume Suzu, a non-student resident of this student dormitory in name only. Oh, okay, I see what the issue is. Sorry, I didn't notice sooner. Clap my hands together as it all finally hits me. You gotta go potty?
そんなのはいいから早く助けてよ。
The pale white arm protruding out of the book pile sways around frantically.
圧縮プレイってのもお姉さん嫌いじゃないんだけど、
What?
さすがに窒息死は辛いかも。
Erotic asphyxiation? What the hell is that? Grab hold of the arm and pull her out. I'm glad that there's sound effects, so I don't need to make them myself. The mountain of books falls, swirling up a massive cloud of dust. How old were the books?
新鮮な空気って素敵よね。
Smiles, dust covering her face.
そんなわけでおはようございます。
Yeah, hi. So, do you still have to pee or no?
そんなもの出ないやい。
Hang on, that's... Girls don't poop, okay? They still pee. She fidgets around bashfully.
それはそうと、早速だけどお願いがあります。
Sure. What do you need my help with?
お姉さんはお腹が空きました。
Me too. Ah, why is that?
実はもうかれこれ3日も何も食べてません。
Well, that, certainly sounds like a problem. No way, me too!
そうなの。大変なの。お姉さんはとっても空腹なんです。なぜなら、ここのところゆうくんがお姉さんを全然構ってくれないから。料理も全く作ってくれないし。
That's borderline slander, Suzu-san. You've been on cooking duty these past few days, remember?
あれ？そうだっけ？
She blinks repeatedly, confused.
ともかくさ、何でもいいから美味しいものを食べたいの。君のおごりで。
Having finished her spiel, he collapses right there on the spot.
でも外出は面倒だから適当に何か買ってきてくれたらお姉さんはとってもご満悦。
Fine. I heave a sigh. It's not my turn to make dinner, but so be it. I'll make an exception today just for you, madam, and strive to prepare the most exquisite meal you have ever tasted. She gives me a round of applause.
だから好きだよ、君のこと。
あ
嫁に行きたいくらいだよ。
Maybe not. You know, you've got some issues to take care of. Well, shucks. Thanks. But before anything else, I'll have to clean up her utter hellscape of a kitchen so that I can actually use it. There's mountains of books in the kitchen as well. They're not even recipe books. They're just academic books. All right, it's ready. I hope it wasn't too long for the wait. Oh, I prepared some extremely delicious yakisoba for you today. By stroke of luck, I managed to find a pack of instant yakisoba that was quickly approaching its expiration date in one of the trash mountains as I was cleaning up. I was able to whip that up nice and quick. I'm about to bring it in, so could you please tidy up a teensy bit?
嫌だ。
Age 22, supposedly. Hey, me too. Hobby, reading addict, seeking a handsome boyfriend. The woman boasting that stunning profile is currently rolling around on the floor like an animal.
めんどくちゃい。
I don't like work. Okay. Right.
まるで子供みたいだな。
You can say that again. Shink is beside me with a big smirk on her face. Oh, absolutely.
何が全くその通り？
Myself. Just talking to myself.
なんだよ。感じ悪いの。
She puffs up her cheeks like a blowfish, then proceeds to continue rolling around on the floor. To create some space on a small messy table that's covered in books and dust and books, and the table is a book. Once that's done, I place the plate of yakisoba there, which is also on a book. Oh, you're so lazy. You'll never find that handsome boyfriend you're looking for sitting around at home all day. Of course, if you want to be forever alone, then I'll respect your decision.
結婚か。
No, no thanks. I don't want.
それはほら、大丈夫だよ。万が一生き遅れたとしても、その時はきっと君が男らしく私をめとってくれるはずだから。
Well, you know, you're gonna have to fix. There's a lot of issues that you'll need to fix first. What? Are you serious?
期待しているからね。
I'll gladly pass.
そんな即答なんてひどい。
I might be picking up on Mio's habits.
はあ？何それ？
Talking about another woman. Oh, nothing. Just squawking. Just squawking. Oh, quit squawking already. I'd prefer to eat something this day. Oh, mind if I just use my chopsticks to serve?
オッケー。
I help my lazy master up off the floor and pass her a small plate, along with some disposable chopsticks. Alright, let's eat. I press my hands together.
3日ぶりのお食事がインスタントな焼きそばのみだなんて。惨めだよ。
Well, maybe you should have just eaten.
もっとちゃんとしたものが食べたいよ。
She really is a child. I can't help but let out a small chuckle. Maybe instead of complaining, you should do something about it. Like, for starters, you could learn to stop spending all your monthly food budget on books. You can't eat those. The not quite expired yakisoba tastes a tad bland to me. Then you receive a pretty hefty payment from your last work assignment from over here. With that much money, you could probably afford to live a bit lavishly for a decent period of time.
何が言いたいの？
Stop spending all on books. You're not Mona. Even if, hypothetically, you brought every single book on the shelves of a local bookstore, you still should have more than enough to buy decent food. So why are you penny pinching?
別に食費を削ったりはしてないんだけどね。ただ外出したり自炊したりするのがめんどくさいってだけで。
Okay, so just order in. It solves both problems. I don't want to ask, but have you already spent all that money?
金遣いの荒いお姉さんは魅力的だろう。
Bro, how is this? If I had a nickel for every... if I got a nickel every time I saw a woman in a fictional... in a fictional medium who spends all their money on books and is extremely poor all the time, I'd have 2 nickels. Why is she smirking at me? All I can do is smile and sigh internally. Next you're gonna tell me she's an astronomer. Next you're gonna tell me she's a fortune teller. And she's got a fat ass. Wait. To elaborate further on who Natsume Suzu is exactly, her occupation is liberator. Who? The general work of a liberator consists of freeing the client from whatever they are shackled by. It may seem vague, but that's the task people of Suzu-san's trade are assigned with. Right. As the apprentice of someone like her, who's built up quite the reputation in this business, my work mostly consists of just scheduling and other clerical things, and taking care of her, and doing all her housework, and feeding her, and... While I can manage schedules, managing her finances is, simply put, beyond my scope. But if I were in charge of money, I think I could at least get her to the point where she doesn't spend money is designated for food on books. Well, the first thing she has to do is only spend on books that are on sale. If she buys them at full price, that's already wasting. In summary, this woman is wild with her spending habits.
ずっと欲しかった本がやっとオークションに出品されたんだもん。それもめちゃくちゃレア本だよ。
Uh-oh. That explains it. Oh, cool. I spent $10,000 on this book.
何そのそっけない対応。
There she goes, puffing up her cheeks again. As much as I'd love to point out how petulant she's acting for a woman her age, I won't. She should likely send me flying.
とにかくそんなの見かけちゃったらもう食らいつくっきゃないでしょ。そこで尻込みしてちゃ何のために仕事をしてるのかわかんないんだよ。
You know, I get it, but, you know, at the same time, he's got a budget somewhere, and, you know, maybe you should budget more on your, maybe you should cut down on your book costs and you know, care more about your body, because, hey, think about this, Suzu. If you die of starvation, how are you gonna read all those books, huh? See? Big brain. Okay.
それにさ、大切なあちら側での仕事をやるときに備えて、こういうところで英気を養っとかないとね。
That makes sense.
うん、そうなんだよ。そこはほら、こう負けっぱなしじゃいられないっていうか。
She thrusts her clenched fist up in the air, chopstick still in hand.
目指せお仕事達成率 1%。
Huh? That's a pretty low goalpost you've set there. Hang on, listen. As a gacha player, 1% is pretty high.
そんなの関係ないって。まずは第一歩が大切なんだよ。どんなことでもさ。
I agree, but it's weird, isn't it? We've maintained a 100% success rate for jobs. from over here, from over here, from our world. Why is that? That's okay. I'm not gonna question it. I'm constantly asking myself, what we have to do to fix that gaping disparity.
それはいい子なしだよ。なんとなくしょげちゃうから。
Well, true. I reflect on our work assignment from the previous night. A client was the family of a girl who had been stalked by a deranged individual plagued by some very deep-rooted delusions. Ain't they all? The nature of his delusions and the specific kind of harm he inflicted on the girl. I don't want to think about it again. It makes my stomach churn. Anyhow, a detailed investigation had uncovered that the perpetrator was a bureaucrat belonging to a large organization with backing from a certain law enforcement agency. What this meant, unfortunately, was that we couldn't turn to the law. We couldn't even bring the man to court and hold a trial. It's sad, but we live in a world of inequity. Wait, what? I've never seen that word, iniquity. Iniquity so foul that all... I would think inequality would have been the right word, but I guess it's the same. Iniquity so foul that all one can do is accept defeat and cry bitter tears. When there exists an injustice that the law itself can't judge, or rather an injustice that the law purposefully avoids judging, the victims have no other choice but to turn to people like us and journalists. Freeing the client from all which shackles them both mentally and physically.
Huh?
That's one facet of the work we do as liberators, right?
そうだね。それも一部も一部。ごく表層の話でしかない。あくまでも金銭を稼ぐことを前提とした文字通りのお仕事だ。
As for a bit of an update on where the case is now, it's being dealt with behind closed doors as the crazed individual in question has been publicly pronounced missing. Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine. I don't understand. How do we have so much difficulty with work assignments over there when everything over here goes so smoothly? I'm confused. You know what? Maybe that's the point of this game. I'm still very confused on everything.
人間相手だと色々と楽だからね。動機も手口も単純なんだ。人っていうのは誰も彼もね。
What the fuck do you deal with that isn't human?
それに引き換え、あちら側の相手は単純思考な人間と違って予測不可能だから。
Jobs from over here naturally refer to jobs in this world. Jobs from over there refers to work assignments we get from clients living in worlds accessible to us because of the unique nature of this dormitory's basement. Oh, the clock, right. Okay, so the clock sends you to different worlds, like different universes, like multiverses. Are there any new job requests from over there, by the way? But why us? She shakes her head.
まだないね。管理人は何も言ってこないし。
I see. Well, having no job requests essentially means that things are peaceful, so I can hardly complain.
その割には、こちら側の仕事依頼は相変わらず多いんだけどね。人間っていうのはどうしてこう仲間同士で争うのかね。
As I lend her an ear, I begin to ruminate about our request from over there. This leads me to that dream I keep seeing. Please, I beg of you, stop dreaming of me. Please save us.
なんか言った？
No. No, I'm just talking to myself. Our requests over there always follow the same general pattern, saving someone who seeks our help, much like the girl I see in my dream. We release them from the restraints imposed upon their life and grant them the bare minimum degree of freedom. That is, the ability to choose freedom. That is the contract we make with our clients. It is our duty. But for some reason, we've yet to see a single success. I see. We've had more jobs from over there than I can count on my fingers too. Things just won't go our way. As perplexing as it is. Well, enough work talk. What was that book you brought?
おい、
You know, the one you bought from the auction. That's supposedly super duper rare or whatever.
そうそう、よくぞ聞いてくれました。さすがは我が弟子、気が利いてるね。
Okay. This is the brightest smile I think I've ever seen.
こういう自慢話は誰も聞いてくれないから寂しいんだよね。
She walks over to her closet and very, very carefully takes out a single book.
じゃーん、これだよこれ。もうずっと前から欲しかったんだよね。
This is the book. The super duper rare book. It certainly seems to have quite the history to it. It's very old looking.
そうなんだよ。
She folds her arms and nods sagely.
こんなすごいのを個人で買い物できるチャンスなんて100年に一度あるかないかなんだよ。
Jeez, what kind of book is it? The Bible.
ね、アメリカの古い鳥類学者さんが珍しい鳥ばかりを集めてスケッチした色彩青銅版の画集でね。
Oh, it's a bird book. Oh, that's pretty cool. I nod, but truth be told, I don't understand a single word that just came out of her mouth. Okay, so now that the book has been brought up, you know, there is a rule in like film and TV known as Chekhov's gun, which means that, essentially meaning that if something with significance is brought up, then it has meaning to the story, right? It's got to have some meaning to the story, which means that this book is probably going to show Yuma, like the specific species of bird that the feathers of, I don't know. It looked like it came from a fucking angel or whatever.
ともかくめちゃくちゃ高かったんだよ。世界のお高い本ランキングの上位に食い込むくらいには。
God damn, I guess you really did stumble upon buried treasure. So how much was it? $10,000.
と、
$1 million. This thing almost looks like some ancient tome. I mean, the binding is so ridiculously elaborate and ornate. I flip through the pages. I'll guess 100,000 yen or so. Wait. Don't tell me it was actually around $1 million.
8億。
$8 million. So I was $7 million off. I was thinking in dollars, but you know, 100 million. I was thinking 100 million yen then. So I was 700 off. My hand immediately freezes in the middle of turning a page. Yeah. It was how much?
8億円です。
So when Yuma was saying that she could live lavishly, he wasn't wrong. I close the book, wipe off my fingerprints, then carefully return it to her. Was that a joke? That's pretty funny.
いや、違うよ。億だよ、億。 一括払いで大人買いしてやったぜ。
She flashes me a thumbs up.
どう？男前でしょ。
Oh, it's definitely bad, alright. Well, it's her money. I'll let her do with it as she pleases. I'm repeating myself at this point, but I am not in charge of managing her personal finances. Please, save her, Yuma. She will ruin herself if she keeps buying books at this rate, spending that much on books at this rate. Alright, I'm done eating. So if there aren't any job requests from over there, I'm probably gonna head home now. She's son herself wasted no time in getting back to her books after finishing. They're impossible to grab her attention when she's in the middle of in this mode. So I'll get all I'll get are vague mumbles for responses. See you tomorrow.
あ、そうそう。ゆうくん、一ついい？
Holy. The text scroll is slow. Huh? Oh, sure. I never expected her to stop me while in reading mode. It caught me a bit off guard. Is it important? She looks up from her book with a brooding expression.
インスタントの焼きそばってさ、お湯でふやかしてるだけで別に焼いてないのに、それなのに焼きそばだなんて、これ以下に。
Ah, you raise a good point. I nod in agreement. Following that, we both share a smile. Goodbye. I'm home. Went straight home after leaving Arashiyama Hall. This is where I live. There's a small rundown apartment room on the outskirts of town. I live here alone, but there's nobody to lovingly welcome me back. Been that way for as long as I can remember, ever since I first woke up in this room. Check the time. It happens to be just a little after 8. I felt kind of restless, though I'm not sure why. I always feel that way whenever I'm in here. My body just doesn't want to sit still for whatever reason. Yet, odd as it is, I feel a sort of attachment to this room. Doesn't make any sense. I muttered that to myself, then shut my eyelids. The person in my dream is calling to me. At least, I feel they are. The winds are howling. Whoosh whoosh. Feathers dance high in the sky as they perform the serenade to steal someone away. The voice says to me, "Let's exchange a promise." I look directly upward at the vast open sky. The wind howls the strong, chilly sea breeze. The wind turbines atop the mountain slowly rotate. Swoosh swoosh. Then, I hear the voice again. In a world beyond return, they call to me. "Please, I beg of you, please save us." Bang. It's the dead of night. I seem to have awoken at some odd hour. 2 o'clock in the morning, to be exact. That's the time I go to sleep. Never mind. I saw that dream again. It was an immensely unpleasant dream, and I'm not able to recall with clear detail what went on in it. That only adds to my discomfort. I desperately scour the recesses of my mind for any minute details pertaining to the dream. I managed to recall only 2 things: feathers falling from the sky, and a person telling me to save them. Maybe I really should ask Suzusan about it. It's a dream I see virtually every night, so it can't be entirely unrelated to our work. Maybe it has some sort of real-world significance. I've yet to mention these dreams to her. I doubt anyone wants to listen to someone ramble about a dream they had. That sounds boring. Anyhow, I don't know why, but I don't feel like I'll be able to sleep well tonight. Maybe because of the dream, or possibly because of how restless and uncomfortable I feel whenever I'm in this apartment room. My chest feels so agonizingly tight. I ultimately decided to take a nighttime stroll through the town while in my sleepwear. Completely butt naked, aside from undies. I'm not planning to stay out here long, only until the drowsiness kicks in. Yep, it's just a shattered moon. I gaze up at the night sky, like the me in my dream always does. A large full moon hangs high above, radiating a faint orange glow. It's so outlandishly large that one would think it came straight from some fantasy world. Yeah, you're right. The full moon is pretty, but it's also kind of a sudden strong gust of wind. The wind turbines rotating slowly and rhythmically. Feathers falling from the sky. Yeah, that seemed way too out of place in this pitch black sky. Even disregarding that, rain, snow, and hail fall from the sky, not feathers. Please, I beg of you, please save us. Still staring at the dark sky above, I softly mutter those words that always seem to play on loop within my dream. Get some new material, brain! A voice says to me, let's exchange a promise. A promise. I made one, or rather, the me in the dream did. Everything about that dream is clouded in obscurity. The logic of that world, reasoning behind my actions, everything. What the hell is it trying to tell me? This restlessness, this irritation, it refuses to go away.
Na
Oh,
ユーマ聞いてるか
nah. Suddenly see Shinku's face directly in front of me. What's up?
手をつながないか
Huh?
だから手をつなごうって言ったんだ
Yeah, but why?
いやなんとなくねそうしたい気分なんだ
She gently grabs my hand. Shinku?
自分で言い出しておいてなんだけど改めてこういうことをするのはちょっと恥ずかしいかもしれないな
He smiles a bit bashfully. Hey, what are you... He begins to playfully swing my hand back and forth. Just like a child enjoying a leisurely stroll after the phasing of a rainstorm. Passing of a rainstorm. What the fuck? What's gotten into you, Shinku? You're acting weird. Still allowing her to continue swinging my arm. I continue. Are you sick?
失敬な。
She pouts.
私は風邪なんてひかない。
Then why are you doing all this? I'm telling you, it's not just like you. Wait,
それはこっちのセリフだよ。丸ごと全部返してやる。変なのはユーマ。お前の方なんだよ。
how so?
さっきからなんだか難しい顔してる。どうせ夢のことを考えていたんだろう。
Well,
ユーマが考えてることくらい私はお見通しなんだよ。
so allow me to summarize. She wanted to hold my hand because I had a pensive expression on my face. I'm not following the logic behind that.
悩んでも考えてもわからないものはわからない。わからないものはわからないで、今はそれでいいんだ。放っておいて構わない。
But now,
そう。今わからないことも、いつかわかるようになる時がきっと来るから。
okay, I mean, it's clear that Yuma has like some form of amnesia or something like that, and Shinku obviously knows more than she's letting on. What's that supposed to mean?
今、この瞬間にわからないこと。どうしても知りたいって思うこと。その内容のすべてを理解している。そんなお前が、この先のいつかの時間に、必ずいるから。だから、何も不安に思うことはないんだ。
That sounds like some sort of religious dogma.
違う。これは時間と物質とを思考的に捉えた力学の問題だ。そんなんじゃない。
Right. Doesn't seem any different to me.
実際的な観測の数値と価値観の相違だ。
Okay. I agree. Just that the voice doesn't match up with the long paragraph with the paragraph. Sorry, you're losing me.
とにかく、私は無宗教なんだ。神様とは意見が合わない。だから、そんなオカルトと科学的な観測を一緒にしないでほしい。
Hold up. Religious faith isn't paranormal, isn't it?
いいから黙って手をつながれていろ。それ以上何もいらない。
I focus my attention on the hand I'm holding on Shinku's. I focus my attention on the hand I'm holding on Shinku's small, rosy palm. A cosily warm physical sensation. She has a translucent body, in essence. She is something like a spirit. Yet, for some reason, I'm able to touch and feel her when no one else can. It's a total mystery. I slowly trace my fingertips along the palm of her hand.
やめろ。くすぐったいじゃないか。
She giggles. Everything about her is a mystery.
しかし、あれだな。
What's funny?
一人じゃろくに夜も眠れないだなんて。いつまで経っても世話がかかって仕方ないやつだな、ユーマは。
Be quiet. I tighten my grip on her hand. Leading Shinku by hand, I take us in the direction of the roar of the sea. Suddenly, however, she He stops dead in her tracks. Stares off in the distance curiously. What's wrong? As I said, her body is spiritual in essence. Consequently, I didn't stop due to some physical force pulling me back. I simply noticed she stopped and reacted.
あれはなんだ?
Are you talking about the moon? Because like, I don't know if it. No one's commented on how it's not full, not fully intact, but. I half-heartedly follow her gaze and look diagonally upwards. Oh, the lighthouse, right. The other thing that's in the background. Hold up. Thereupon, I spot what is that has Shinku so dumbstruck. Jesus, what the fuck is this writing? Thereupon, I spot what it is that has Shinku so dumbstruck. It's just weird to read. You're kidding. An old mossy lighthouse is situated in that direction. Why? And on top of the balcony guardrail is a girl. What is she doing up there? Standing there all by her lonesome. Clad in a kimono. It's summer, idiot!
何やってるんだあの子は。あんなところで、あんな格好で。足を滑らせたらどうするつもりなんだ?
I don't know what season it is, but it definitely isn't winter. It's so late too. And she's all alone. We both exchange glances and tilt our heads in complete bemusement. There's no way that's safe. Just the sight of it is enough to send a shiver down my spine. All it would take is a momentary breeze and just the right amount of force, and she'd lose her footing and fall.
なあ、ユーマ。
ん？
ちょっとだけ不謹慎なことを言うかもだけど、いいか?
Don't say it. Sure.
まさかあの子、今からあそこから飛び降ります。というようなタイミングじゃ。
I knew you were gonna say that. Listen, I don't think so. What? You think she's jumping? Truthfully, I'd already considered the possibility too, which is why Shinku's mentioning of it has caused my heart rate to skyrocket. No way. Who in their right mind would ever think of doing something like that? But just as I was about to scoff at the absolute absurdity, not a single second later. Wait. The girl standing atop the guardrail reaches out to the moon and surrenders herself to the pull of gravity. What? My body had kicked into autopilot, and I was already darting toward the lighthouse as fast as my legs could move. That idiot! It took place on a midsummer's night. Okay, it was summer, see? I was right. So, so, you know, my joke isn't wrong. A night when I was having a bit of trouble sleeping. What fell from the sky, where the full moon hung, was neither rain nor snow, nor hail nor feathers, like in my dream, but a single girl. Interesting. I wonder if the game will allow me to record the opening. I think it is. It's just I was alt-tabbing out and in and out a bit. Wow, look at all these characters that we don't know about. Hey, look, it's the CG of the girl that is falling. It will fall. Oh, goodbye. Feet CG. You know, this definitely feels like it came out of the 2010s. this opening is very reminds me of Angel Beats in a way, you know? Mostly in the song. Look, I'm just glad that it doesn't completely shit itself. The game doesn't completely shit itself when I play the opening like Riddle Joker does. Like even playing 1 second of it while I'm recording shits itself. It crashes like 10 seconds later or whatever. It like memory leaks or whatever or something. They've got a lot of feet showing. Chapter 1. The Girl Who Fell from the Sky. Interesting. The girl is plummeting toward the ground. The second I saw her fall, my instincts kicked in, and I bolted in her direction. Come on, please. I gotta reach her in time. I have to, goddammit. By my estimates, I was about 10.5 meters from the lighthouse at my starting point. No normal person would ever be able to run that distance as quickly as I need to. But luckily, I'm no ordinary person. I'm Usain Bolt. Wait a minute. I'm Suzusan's apprentice, so I better be able to pull off something this easy if I want to live up to that title. Should be able to pull off a feat like this, bearing no effort whatsoever. I just know it. And if she can do it, then so can I, damn it. Come on. Stretching my arms as far as they're physically capable of. Every extra millimeter is crucial. Fucking hell. After deeming that I'll still fail to reach her in time, I attempt to dolphin dive out of desperation. But alas, even after that, my hands cleanly missed the mark. You would have made it in time, maybe. The girl makes impact right on my back. Oh! I miscalculated the momentum needed for my heroic save, which resulted in me overshooting the distance by a foot or so. Desperation breeds failure, it seems. God, I must have looked like such an idiot. Hey, the effort is what matters. Every bone of my body is screaming in pain. What have I done? God damn it. Shut up. She nods, blatantly stifling her laughter. Listen, the only thing that matters is if you saved the girl. Hey, it's the girl from the opening. That's the girl who fell on top of me. She appears to be out cold. Hey, can you hear me? You alive? I think I have more I think my bones are more broken than yours, and you fell from the lighthouse. I give her a few light smacks on the cheek. She's not responding.
頭を打ったのかもしれない。あまり動かさない方がいいな。頭部のダメージは深刻になりやすいんだ。
But she doesn't seem to have any external injuries, from what I can see. Oh, thank God. She's only got internal bleeding. That's where the blood's meant to be, right?
それでも そういうのは慎重になるに越したことはないから。
But I made that joke in Riddle Joker as well. Good point. I softly stroked the girl's forehead with my fingertips. Her skin is such a pale porcelain white that you might be able to convince me that she'd never seen the light of the sun.
ユーマ、何を考えてる？
If she hit her head and incurred some sort of serious injury, then I'm 100% to blame. No?
は？何を言うんだ？
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't stop the growing guilt in my chest. Just because you overshot your attempt to save her doesn't mean you didn't try to. If Suzu-san had been in my shoes, she no doubt would have saved the girl. I can't hold a candle to her.
ユーマ、
I was desperate to catch her. Too desperate. Because of that, I didn't account for what else might happen.
だからさっきから何が言いたいんだ？
Ultimately, I'm responsible for her injuries.
バカなこと言うんじゃない。
Why not?
そうだよ。確かにこの子はどこか怪我をしてしまったかもしれないけれど、だけどそれはお前のせいなんかじゃない。こうして命を助けられたんだから、それで十分じゃないか。むしろ感謝されるべきことだと思う。
Really think I made that much of a difference? Kinda? I mean, you know, you definitely broke her fall a bit, at least.
そうさ。
Still, I ask myself, would a person who had willingly chosen to throw away a life thank someone who saved them? Yeah? She had cast herself from the rail to what was certain death awaiting below. I had witnessed firsthand the resolve of her actions. I don't know, she didn't really look like she was trying to fall. I mean, she was trying to... I mean, it looked like she was trying to grab onto something or catch something at least. And then, you know, because of where she is, she fell. Yet I chose to deny her that. My body had acted before my mind even had time to. I can't judge if I ultimately made the right decision. Should I have saved her life? Or was it self-righteous of me to think I could decide her fate for her? Yeah, it's like the guy from the Incredibles, right? you didn't save my life, you ruined my death. Never mind. I shake my head and move on to other matters. She's gonna sue you now when she wakes up. I have no idea what led to her wanting to jump from the lighthouse in an attempt to end her life. Now that I've saved her from the initial fall, I feel beyond awful. If her condition took a turn for the worse solely because of my incompetency, I want to reverse this. I want to reverse things, make it so that she was never injured from the fall in the first place. Shinku.
なんだ?
I have a request.
お願い?
Yeah.
なんだよ。どうしたんだ? 言いたいことがあるならはっきり言え。お願いっていうのは何なんだ?
You possibly heal her?
なるほど。やっぱりそう来るよな。
He heaves a heavy sigh.
まあ、お前のことだから、そう言うだろうと予想くらいはしていたけれど。
Whatever the injury was, a blunt hit, a laceration, or something else entirely, it was evidently severe enough to cause her to lose consciousness. Please, I want you to heal her using your powers. Shinku stares deeply into my eyes, almost as if she's probing my mind itself. Is that too much to ask for?
ダメじゃない。人助けだもんな。それ自体はダメじゃないんだが。
She folds her arms, shuts her eyes, and continues on.
私たちには特別な力がある。
Well, yeah. What's the point of restating that now?
まあ、いいから聞けって。
Just listen, Yuma. The audience still doesn't know everything. There has to be an organic way to explain that we have superpowers. She begins her explanation after a brief interlude of silence.
私たちのその力を使えば、確かにその子を助けることができるだろうとは思うよ。
No matter how ghastly the injury, a severed head, a crushed heart, every bone of the body shattered, both eyes gouged out, all 10 fingers cut. Okay, look, you don't need to list off everything. It makes no difference whatsoever. So as long as the essence of life, the thing referred to by some as the soul, still remains intact inside a person, Shinku can completely heal any wound of the flesh.
なんせ私は魔法使いだから。ユーマの言葉を借りるなら。
Right. So just use your power and.
だけどユーマ、私の力はただじゃない。力には代償とルールがあるから。それはお前にとって重大な。
Shinku, please. We don't have time to sit here and discuss this. Every minute we waste could mean the difference between life and death for this girl. She lightly shakes her head. I could tell through that expression she's given up on trying to persuade me any further.
わかった。だけどユーマ、何を忘れたとしても、ルールだけは忘れるな。夜寝る前に日記を書く。ただそれだけ守ってくれさえすれば、私はそれでいいんだ。
She then reaches down and softly lays her fingers on the girl's pale forehead. A spell is being cast. Shinku's magic is an inconspicuous type, which means she chants no grandiloquent incantation. What the fuck? Nor emits any sort of faint, mysterious light from her hand. Even though we don't see it, we know it to be there. A distinctive disinfectant-like aroma slowly disperses throughout the surrounding air.
終わったぞ。ついでに、こまごました裂傷や内身も直しておいた。
Thanks a lot. I inspect the girl resting in my arms. Seems to me like she's regained at least a bit of her complexion.
何か異常はあるか、ユーマ。
She looks like Rias, but without the tits. I mean... I look at the girl once more, scrutinizingly. She seems fine to me.
その子のことを言っているんじゃないよ、ユーマ。私が心配しているのは、お前のことだ。
Oh, don't worry about it. I've been worried about Yuma since frame 1. Me?
私のことはちゃんと覚えているか？
Yeah, I do. I sacrificed certain things in order to use her power. That seems to be the source of her fears. I still remember you, Shinku. I never forget who you are.
そうか。
I peered down at the girl's face once again. It shouldn't be. Shinku, she isn't waking up.
傷は完璧に治したんだ。外も中も完璧に。どこにもミスはないよ。ただ気を失ってるだけだろ。気にすることじゃない。
But Okay, that's a bit interesting. That he has to sacrifice his memories for Shinku to heal someone. What? So, since his memories are tied to her powers, what if she had to use a lot of her powers and she had to use a lot of her powers at once, and for some reason I'm not sure, we don't have all the pieces put together. I'm just speculating here, but that is why there's like a chunk of memory that clearly there's like a chunk of memory that has been completely removed, right? Like when he was talking about how, well, I know if I'm misinterpreting it, but what it sounded to me is that his first memories were waking up in this room, waking up in the apartment with no one around, right? So like, you know, we don't even have the whole picture of what the power actually does. Like, it sacrifices memories, but what kind, right? Interesting. You sure?
ああ。そんなことよりどうするんだ？その調子じゃしばらくは目を覚まさないと思うけど。
Right. What should we do about that? I was so preoccupied with getting her healed that I hadn't given a single consideration to it.
病院はまあ必要ないが。どうする？警察にでも届けるか？
The police? I don't know about that. I'm not too fond of that idea for various reasons. But I have a feeling that the girl herself wouldn't want to be placed in police custody. Technically speaking, attempted suicide is considered a crime and can be punishable. Oh. It's weird. I've only heard this once before, that attempted suicide is illegal, right? I can't get into it. I don't know much about it. Okay, how about we just take her home with us for now? I hoist up the girl's limp body. She's light, astonishingly light. Shinku, however, stays rooted where she stands. Her lips are pursed as she appears disgruntled. What's wrong? Yeah, I know, Yuma, what's wrong? What's wrong with taking home an unconscious girl to your apartment where only you live in?
お人よし。
I'm not. I didn't make my decision out of any altruistic desire. If I just leave her to the elements, something might happen to her, and then your magic would have all been for naught. That's my sole reasoning. Alright. After returning to my apartment, I lay the girl in my bed, still unconscious and shows no signs of waking anytime soon. Man, not every day you see someone outside in a kimono, especially in summer. Did I forget about a festival or something? First, I apologized to the girl for form's sake, then proceed to search the sleeves of her kimono. I was hoping there'd be something to clue me in on who she is, or at least where she lives. All I found, though, was a black old-fashioned glasses case and a pouch holding a scant amount of pocket change. Damn, she really has no identification or whatsoever on her whatsoever. She's alive! Shinku, she's groaning.
悪い夢でも見てるのかもしれないな。
Hope not. Oh. All of a sudden, she mutters something. Mum. We can do nothing but watch as tears begin to form in the corners of her eyes.
なんだかな。
She heaves a long, heavy sigh. Shinku?
なんでもない。私は消えてる。
Okay. Huh?
お前も少しは眠れよ。じゃないと体が持たない。
She turns her back to me before dissipating. Night, Shinku. Still don't feel tired. Even though Shinku advised me not to, I think I'll just stay awake till sunrise. That girl was murmuring something about her mum. Mother is one of the many things that I myself lack. Oh, right. Can't forget the diary. Before it escapes my mind, I jot down everything that transpired today. It's the requirement I might adhere to in order to use Shinku's power.